Hey y'all, I'm JamesWright and welcome back to Wizarding News. I thought I would start off this channel by doing something a little bit different. Pottermore has a quiz called the Sorting Hat where you can actually sort into the different houses and see which one you would fall into. And it's kind of cool, but it only shows you the answer at the end. It doesn't show you all of the specifics. And so there is a link in the description down below that's Go to Quiz. They actually take that same quiz and they adapt it slightly and then show you the percentages of what percentage of what house you would fit into. So I thought we'd do that today and see what house I'm in. And then I'd love to hear what you're in and go ahead and tell me down below. So let's actually dive in and take a look at this. Which of the following would you most hate people calling you? Ordinary, ignorant, cowardly, or selfish? Ignorant. After you've died, what would you most like people to do when they hear your name? Miss you but smile. Ask for more stories about your adventures. Think with admiration of your achievements. I don't care what people think of me after I'm dead. It's what they think of me while I'm alive that counts. Ask for more stories about my adventures. I want to have stories to tell. 3. Given the choice, would you rather invent a potion that would guarantee you glory, wisdom, love, or power? Wisdom. Definitely wisdom. 4. How would you like to be known in history? Wise, good, bold, or great? Wise. 5. You enter an enchanted garden. What would you most be curious to examine first? The silver leaf tree bearing golden apples? The fat red toadstools that appear to be talking to each other, the bubbling pool in the depths of which something is luminously swirling, the statue of an old wizard with a slightly twinkling eye. I think the statue. What kind of instrument most pleases your ear? Violin, drums, piano, trumpet? That's a hard one, but I'm gonna have to say violin. 4 boxes are placed before you. Which would you try and open? The small box embellished with gold, inside which some small creature seems to be squeaking. The gleaming jet black box with a silver lock and key, marked with a mysterious rune that you know to be the mark of Merlin. 1 ornate golden casket standing on clawed feet, whose inscription warns that both secret knowledge and unbearable temptation lie within. The small pewter box, unassuming and plain, with a scratched message on top which reads, I open only for the worthy. I would try to open the last one. I'd open only for the worthy. Because I'm worthy, right? I gotta feel worthy. The box would, if I open it, then I know I'd be worthy, and that's why I'd open it. 4 goblets are placed before you. Which would you, 4 goblets are placed before you. Which would you drink? The foaming, frothy silver liquid that sparkles as though containing golden diamonds. The smooth, thick, rich purple drink that gives off a delicious smell of chocolate and plums. The golden liquid so bright that it hurts the eyes, and which makes sunspots dance around the room. The mysterious black liquid that gleams like ink and gives off fumes that make you see strange visions. Smooth, thick, rich purple drink. The other ones just don't sound very tasty. Once every century, the flutterby bush produces flowers that adapt their scent to attract the unworthy. If it lured you, it would smell of a crackling log fire, a fresh parchment, home, or the sea. A crackling log fire. There are few things that are as enjoyable as sitting in front of a big campfire. A troll has gone berserk in the headmaster's study at Hogwarts. It's about to smash, crush, tear several irreplaceable items and treasures, including a cure for dragonpox, which the headmaster has nearly perfected, student records going back to thousands of years, a mysterious handwritten book full of strange runes believed to have belonged to Merlin. In which order would you rescue these objects from the Trolls Club? Let's go with Dragonpox because it's helping people that's important, then the book, and then the records. So, 1. Number 11. Which would you rather be? Trusted, liked, imitated, praised, envied, or feared? I think no, not imitated. Praised. I think I'd most likely be praised. I like it when people say I'm happy. Which of the following do you find most difficult to deal with? Hunger, cold, loneliness, boredom, or being ignored? Being ignored. That is just, I can't stand that. You gotta be, people gotta look at me. That's why I make videos. Number 13. What are you most looking forward to learning at Hogwarts? Every area of magic I can. Apparition and disapparition, transfiguration, flying on a broomstick, hexes and jinxes. Every area of magic I can. It's all worth it. If you could have any power, which would you choose? The power to read minds, the power of invisibility, the power of superhuman strength, the power to speak to animals, the power to change the past, the power to change your appearance at will. The power to change the past, because hindsight is 20/20, and if you can go back and change a few things, that would be very intriguing. So let's change the past. 16. Which of the following would you most like to study? Centaurs, goblins, merpeople, ghosts, or vampires? Or none of these above. Centaurs. Interesting people with a lot of backstory I'd like to hear more about. 18. One of your housemates has cheated on a Hogwarts exam by using a self-spelling quill. Now he has come to the top of the class in charms, beating you into second place. Professor Flitwick is suspicious of what has happened. He draws you to one side after his lesson and asks whether or not your classmate has used a forbidden quill. Do you lie and say you don't know? Tell Professor Flitwick he ought to ask your classmate. Tell Professor Flitwick the truth. If your classmate is prepared to win by cheating, he deserves to be found out, even if your house loses points. You will not wait to be asked to tell Professor Flitwick the truth. Okay, what? I'm going to have to go with tell Professor Flitwick the truth. You and two of your friends crossed a guarded bridge by a river troll who insists on fighting one of you before he will let all of you pass. You can attempt to confuse the troll by letting all of you pass without fighting. Suggest drawing lots to decide who fights. Suggest that all three of you should fight at once without telling the troll. Or volunteer to fight yourself. I'm going to go with volunteer to fight. That would be just my jumping in. Which road tempts you the most? The wide, sunny, grassy lane, the narrow, dark, lantern-lit alley, the twisting, leaf-strewn path through the woods, the cobbled street lined with ancient buildings. The twisted, leaf-strewn path through the woods. I love running in the woods. It's just invigorating. 21. Which nightmare would frighten you the most? Standing on top of something very high and realizing suddenly that there are no handholds or footholds. An eye at a keyhole in the dark, windowless room in which you are locked. Waking up to find out that neither your friends nor your family have any idea who you are. Being forced to speak in such a silly voice that hardly anyone can understand you and everyone laughs at you. That last one's pretty bad, but I think waking up to find that your friends and family don't know who you are, that's not a good thing. Number 22. Late at night, walking alone down a street, you hear a particular cry that you believe to have a magical source. Do you proceed with caution, keeping your hand on your concealed wand and one eye out for the disturbance? Draw your wand and try to discover the source of the noise? Draw your wand and stand your ground? Or do you withdraw into the shadows and await developments while mainly reviewing most appropriate defense against the dark arts spells? I'm going to go with 1. Proceed with caution, keeping one hand on the wand. Wow, there are a lot of questions here. How many more do we have? There are 29 questions, so the last few seem to be a little easier. Number 23. A muggle confronts you and says that they are sure you are a witch or wizard. Do you ask what makes them think so? Agree and ask whether they'd be free for a simple jinx? Agree and walk away, leaving them to wonder whether or not you're bluffing? Or do you tell them that you're worried about their mental health and offer to call a doctor? I'd probably go with number 1. What makes you think that? Just my standard response. Number 24. Dawn or dusk? Dusk. Moon or stars? Moon. One of these days I'm going to go to the moon. Forest or river? Forest. Love running through the forest. Absolutely beautiful. Black or white? Black. Heads or tails? Heads. Left or right? Right. I'm right-handed, and my last name's Wright. Let's see what we get. Submit answers. What am I? Gryffindor wins! Actually, Ravenclaw is pretty close behind, so I guess that's pretty straightforward. I'm Gryffindor. So there you go. I'd love to see what your responses are. Post them down below, and we will have a little bit of fun with this. Also, if you post a comment down below, the first one to make me literally laugh out loud, I'm going to pin it to the top. And if you have anything particular you'd like to see, let me know. So I think that's about it for today. And until next time, have a magical day.